All right, guys, here we are live and super excited to speak with you guys. I want to tell you a little bit story. My name is Gustavo Romero. I'm a coach with Thinking to Success Academy, and you can always search into our website. We just put it there in the comments. Check out our website. Tell us about how do you think about us, and we are coaches from all over the world with a one purpose to help people to live better life. That's all important. So the thing that I want to talk with you today is because I was just recently in the mastermind in our group. We all the coaches we get together in the mastermind, and I was just sharing a story that I did with a friend of mine that I actually met yesterday. I haven't seen him for a while, and I'm going to share with you something that I struggled for a very long time, and I'm glad that uh, finally I'm not struggling with that anymore. But temptation always comes in, but something that happens to me. So one of the things is that I always went through my life. I came from a family was very. My dad was very successful, still very successful, and I always have that shadow that I have to be as successful as my dad was. And so what happened, I was always chasing life, not to lose or not being successful, right? And my definition of successful that I see all around my life. So what I did, I was always in a different business. I always like entrepreneurship, so I want to do things, but really wanted to be successful. And so I started a business, but I will never stick long enough with the business just to see the light at the end of the business, right? So I did thousand things. I started working for a company. I was in sales. Then after that, I left the company, and instead of staying with the company and try to grow myself into a company, I wanted to do something on my own. I always saw my dad as an entrepreneur, so I wanted to become an entrepreneur just like my dad. uh, False impression. My dad is not entrepreneur. He's very entrepreneurial. Has done a lot of things, but he worked for a company. He was an employee, a corporate employee, and worked for a long time. But I always, as a child, always saw that he was the owner of the company. So in my mind, it was like, okay, he's an entrepreneur. He's a business owner. I want to do the same thing. And so I went into and I started different businesses. I've been in the finance business. I was doing project financing internationally. I went into that didn't work as good as I wanted to, so I became a cash flow consultant, and I was doing great, doing factoring, got involved with a lot of people. That didn't I didn't stick enough to see the light at the end of the factoring. A lot of people say you're very smart, you can do this, but I will never stick because if the result wasn't happening as fast as I wanted to, I will get discouraged and distracted and jump in something else. Like that, I after that I moved back to Chile. I was in Miami by that time. I got married, and I went back to Chile. I started a business there with a friend. Things were working fine until things didn't stop working, right? Because it wasn't happening the way I wanted to happen. So we split. Then I got into manufacturing. Then I started importing a product and selling it. It was doing good, but it didn't stick enough to make it see grow bigger, right? And so I always jumping from one thing to another, right? Trying to find that one thing that would really make me successful and millionaire and find all those things. Short story, I came back to the United States, in 2013, and I bought a company. It was a cleaning company. And I never bought anything. I always start something from the ground, I said, okay, fine. I need to settle. I'm going to buy this business. I'm going to run it. And it was a disaster. I made the money, but I really not like what I was doing. I hated to my bones. And so at the end decided to kind of start selling the business and start. He said, okay, well, maybe if I sell some part of the business, I'm going to make more money. But the problem was that I was selling the business, but I didn't have any plan for that. So I took the money and spent the money. I didn't reinvest the money, right? Because I always thought myself having that, I don't know, a lot of money in my bank account. So I was doing that. And there was one thing that I will meet with some friends sometimes, and I will say to them, "Hey, so what do you do?" And a friend of mine, I remember I was in Chile in Santa Martina, which is like a club. And I talked to a friend of mine. I said, who used to race motorcycles. I said, what do you do? And he said, well, I do the same thing I've been doing for the past 40 years, selling wine. And I was so jealous because he had one thing. He was successful, he was happy, and I was doing one thing. And I said, I just want to find that one thing. I want to really find one thing that I could do that will make me satisfy me, right? And right now I'm kind of what I said. I am trying to just be happy, right? I said I didn't care about the money. I just want to be happy. And so later it passed, and then my wife said, hey, you know what, enroll in this coaching program, you want to do it? I said, no, I don't need that. Well, of course I have an MBA in Chile. I did classes for entrepreneurship in Chile, so I was kind of coaching these kids to do coaches. I don't really need it. But anyway, she got it, and she said, I'm not paying it, and we buy it from a friend, so I can go and enroll in coaching. And my life completely changed. Now, I am a teacher by nature. I love teaching people. I love helping people. Every time I can find someone who needs something, I want to help them, right? But some of the things that we do as teachers, that we assume things and we try to teach without getting the proper information of what the person really wants. They might say, hey, teach me about snowboarding. A couple of friends, I teach them how to snowboard, right? They surpass me. And so I am happy that they do it better than me, because at least they came from me, but they did it better. But I wasn't doing as better as they were doing, right? So I was teaching, but I wasn't implementing everything. So at the end of the day, I was just jumping all the time. I was very frustrated, feeling like, why this is not working for me. That's not working. And because I was jumping all the time from different places, I was sticking to something that will see the light at the end. So I came up with this story that I told to a friend of mine the other day, and I was sharing in the mastermind. I explained to you, this is about a farmer, right? There's two farmers, right? And there's one farmer on the left and the one farmer on the right, and the one farmer on the and both, the new farming. And of course, in farming, you got to do multiple things to see the light at the end of the road. So this guy, they both plant apple trees, right? And the first year, the plant grows, but it's not big enough. So the farmer on the right, the right farmer, right, he just, raised some chickens and tried to kind of cope with life, because it takes time farming. The other person is desperate, just want to see the money, so he cut all the trees and sell them. He could take all the trees out and just said, you know what, I'm going to take all these trees and I'm going to sell them to make some cash. And so he went and sold cash and sold each plant for about, I will say, maybe 15, $20 a plant. Took all the plants out, and then he went in and planted another tree. I said, well, what is faster? Maybe oranges are faster. I plant the oranges and wait for a year and make some money. He has some money, he pays stuff. And the other farmer didn't have enough money that he had, but he was waiting for the trees to grow. End of the story. At the end of the 5 years, the left farmer was always taking the plants out and selling them, raising for a year, selling them. And he was probably making good money at the moment, but the other farmer waited till the tree produced the fruit. At the end of the 5 years, the left farmer had money, but it was in this rat race. He would have to always planting a different tree, like starting a new business all the time. While the other farmer spent the time on growing that tree, that at the 5th year, the plant was full of apples, completely full of apples. And the farmer within that year paid off all his debt, and was cashing 10 times of the money that the other person cashed in 5 years. So sometimes you just have to stick and wait for that business to profit. Now, if the business is not giving you the profit you want at the time, what we do out of ignorance is make a decision without the proper information. And so the other person rush into take the plants and just sell them, right? And it was making money, but it wasn't making the money that the other person made 5 years down the road. And those trees, they last almost 10 years. So every year it was cashing money all the time while the other person was constantly looking for this. And then he looked to the right and said, why? Why he's successful and I'm not? And the answer is because you never stick enough, long enough to actually see the light by the end of that business. So the story here comes that sometimes you gotta stick to things long enough to see the light. If some people are making millions in an industry and you're not, it's because probably they're working differently than you're working. Not to lose in life force you to always looking for a different opportunity, another opportunity, another opportunity, another opportunity, chasing money. But you don't have to chase money. Chase to be good at what you do, and money will always come to you. Money is attracted to people that know what they're doing, right? And so if you are in that stage, which I was, and so what is the end of the story? I did the coaching and I fall in love with this coaching. So I went in and I joined in with Proto Gallagher Institute and I did the payment, which is a lot of money. And I put the payment and I focus on that. And I focus that I wanted to become a coach. Because by being a coach, I could use all my past experience, all my failures, all what I fail in my life, and show people what they need to do. And in my mind is always trying to work on helping people what to do or not to do, right? So, and it's funny because I was in the university teaching, and one of the students said, "Hey, sir, all the advice you give me works amazingly. I mean, we did great. I can see you being very successful in your life." And I was honest to him. It's like, no, I haven't been very successful. I have been, I have failed in my life, and I have some success, but I failed. And I tell you all the things that I didn't do that I should have done. So I know what make you fail. So I tell you the different thing, and you apply the different thing. If you done it what I did, you have failed. I know where it's failure. So what it means is this: don't think that failing in your life or your failures in your life are making you a worse person or a failure. You become a failure when you make the decision to quit. When you make the decision to quit, you're making the decision to become a failure. But if you don't make that decision to quit, you keep on going. You might fail in businesses like I did. I failed in many businesses. Never see the money at the end of the road because I never stick enough. But I never quit. And I'm going to read this to you. I had it in front of me. It said, a quitter never win. A winner never quits. So you might have failed. I failed. I never saw the money in those businesses that I did, but I never quit. I always was working to find one thing that will make me happy, one thing that will really fulfill me. And that is what you need to find. That's what you need to do is keep looking until you find one thing, but you have to stick to it to see and stick to it maybe 5 years. If in 5 years you're not satisfied, just switch, right? And I will say why, because businesses fail within 5 years. And why business fail within 5 years? Because they are not giving their heart and soul into building that business because they're always distracted doing something else. They're always looking around. And you don't have to look around. There's people that are very successful when the economy is up. And there's people that fail badly when the economy is up. There's people that are very successful when the economy is in a depression, really bad. And the people that fail when the economy is bad. So that shows you there's not the economy what make you successful or not. It is you who make yourself successful or not. But it's sticking to it. So like this, if you want to become successful, I can give you some tips and think in the coaching that we have, Thinking to Success Academy. We have a coaching from Bob Proctor, is the Thinking to Results. Is completely amazing. It helps you to focus. It shows you a direction. So, all of us, we have potential, but we don't know where to put the potential. So we go on everywhere. This will give you direction, a direction that help you to be successful in what you want. It doesn't, success has to have to be related with money. You could be successful in multiple things. There's a money actually is one of the seventh, is a seven of the motivators. You got other things motivating, like having a harmonious relationship with your spouse. That is successful. Having friends, that is successful. Having people that like you, right? People that wants to listen to you. That's being successful too. So don't think that money is also the success. Now we want money, and we have another project called The Science of Getting Rich. You will love it. And the science going to reach is written by I actually had it here. Is written by Wallace D. Wattles, right? And we have a program for that. This is how you harmonize yourself with the right to be rich. We all have the right to be rich. And this is a beauty part. And I'm Catholic, so I'm talking with a lot of people that are Catholic, and they always struggle because they say, well, money is the root of all evil. Well, money is not the root of all evil. It's the love for money, the root of all evil. And there's passage in the Bible that explain why the love is bad for loving money. But money is not. And actually, God wants you to be wealthy and successful. And I love this. I follow someone online, and he explained this. When you give charity, when you give 10% of what you earn to the poor, God partner with you. And he said, look, you are profitable. You're helping the people that cannot help themselves. And you're helping them, and you're giving them 10% of what you make to them. And because you're giving me profit, I will give you more clients. I will grow your business. So the secrets of the secrets is to give what you want. So if you want money, give money. If you want love, give love. Always give what you want. That's a key thing. You want to give what you want. If you want friends, be friendly. Give for your friendship to other people. If you want money, give money. And so in the Bible, it's very, very clear. It said, give me 10% of what you earn, and I will take care of the rest. So it's giving you 10 times your money if you give it. If you're giving 1,000, he will give you 10,000. If you're giving 2,000, he'll give you 20,000. The more you give, the more you'll have back. Now, if you have regrets or you have some pain with some people in your life, I'll give you another tip. So I have some people that hurt me in the past, right? And didn't know what to do with them. Some people even died, so I couldn't even talk to them. And so what I did is give them something that I needed for myself. So what I did, I gave them, and I said, I write their name, and I said, I give you my peace, I give you my love, and I give you my blessings. So you can have love, peace, and blessing in your life. When you do that, you get more love, more peace, and more blessing in your life because you have an abundance of love, peace, and blessing that you can give out. And everything is abundant. God is abundance. So you can have anything you want in abundance. Just give it. And God doesn't ask you to give everything. He just give you for 10%. Just give 10% out and you get 10 times what you give. God always will provide. And at the end of the day, you're going to live in peace, and you got to trust that God will always provide. The universe always provides when you are in harmony working with the laws, right? All right, guys. So thank you so much for sticking with me in this video, and I hope so you watch the video several times. I believe so some of the platform that I have, they have this auto transcript. So I hope so that you can do that. And I look forward to have you all joining us in our next event. The next event is at Think Into Success Academy.us/webinar. It's on March 23 at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And you can see that information on our Facebook group. If you're not in that Facebook group, let us know. And if you really want to change your life and really start focusing in one thing, but it's hard because temptation is always showing you different opportunities. Your mind is set on that mindset. So of course you're gonna feed all the time in different opportunities. You're gonna see other opportunities you can make money because other people are making money there. But stick to one thing. If you're having that, talk to me. I have my Calendly there. Book a call with me. It's a free call. My whole intention is to help you. Simple like that, to help you, to give you that orientation, and we can see how we can help each other. Right? That's the most important thing. Helping each other. Giving is a key. Givers gain. Remember, givers gain. And say good thing to you. Say good thing to you. You deserve it. You are perfect. Everything that you are is perfect for the moment that you have today. All right, guys. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon.